Samsung made a strong comeback into the crowded mid-range segment with its M series, which bought the big batteries and a Super AMOLED screen. The Galaxy M31 is one of the best Samsung devices in this segment. While it doesn't offer the best at performance, it makes up for that with the brand value and other features. You get a mammoth 6000 mAh battery for unmatchable battery life without getting too bulky. The quad camera setup is good to have, but the results were usually underwhelming. The same goes for performance. It's not an all-rounder like others on the list, but has a very specific audience. You get a good and bright screen along with decent day-to-day performance. It comes with up to 8GB RAM and 128GB storage on board. The Poco X2 features a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus LCD screen with a 120Hz refresh rate and support for HDR10 playback. It is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G chipset with an octa-core CPU and Adreno 618 GPU. This is paired up with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of UFS 2.1 storage. It has a quad camera setup which consists of a primary 64MP camera and 8MP ultra-wide-angle lens with 120-degree field of view, a 2MP macro lens and a 2MP depth sensor. On the front there's a 20MP primary selfie camera and a secondary 2MP depth camera housed within the dual punch hole cutout. The X2 is equipped with 4500 mAh battery with support of 27W fast charging out of the box. It starts at 16,000 rupees in India, and it's definitely one of the best budget smartphones you can get. The Realme 6 Pro aims to be the best all-rounder in this segment and pretty much succeeds at that. It has a smooth 90Hz display, which is a rare find in this segment. At 202 grams, the device does feel a little bulky. It is powered by the Snapdragon 720G, which delivers in performance, efficiency and thermals. The device runs on Realme UI based on Android 10, which has a lot of functions and customization options, along with a lot of pre-installed apps on board. It packs in the dual selfie camera setup, bringing an ultra-wide sensor to the front as well. The rear cameras are extremely reliable too, and this is the only one with a telephoto shooter in this segment, in a 64MP quad camera setup. With the launch of the Motorola One Fusion Plus recently, Motorola took us all by surprise with its aggressive pricing. Also another surprise was the Snapdragon 730G chipset instead of vanilla Snapdragon 730. The device is backed by a 5000 mAh battery and 15W fast charging via Type-C port. The Motorola One Fusion Plus comes with a full-screen 6.5-inch Full HD display with a 91% screen-to-body ratio. You get a 16MP pop-up camera over at the rear. You get a 64MP quad rear camera setup with an 8MP ultra-wide camera followed by a 5MP macro and a 2MP depth sensor. It runs on Android 10 OS and features Moto display and Moto actions like quick capture, 3-finger screenshot, screenshot toolkit, flip for D&D, pick up to silence and media controls. The device is currently priced at 17,500 rupees, and which is a great bargain. For those who are under a strict budget, the Redmi Note 9 is a good option to consider. It brings the Helio G85 SoC into the mix, the first in India to do so. You also get a massive battery with fast charging and also reverse charging. The device is also appealing on the design front. It brings a 6.53-inch Full HD Plus display with punch hole cutout, which houses the 13MP front-facing camera. It brings MIUI skin on top of Android 10, which also brings the ads in UI. The Redmi Note 9 comes in 3 variants with up to 6GB RAM and 128GB of onboard storage. The device currently starts at 11,999 rupees, which is not bad.